Good. Is it afternoon, Ben? Good afternoon, Mr. Les.
Afternoon, Mr. Joe.
Welcome to the Jesus Cast podcast. You're our first guest, obviously.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about this the other day, and you said, "Man,
Yeah.
let me be your first guest."
Definitely. You know, when it comes to a camera and lens and lights, you know, I'm a person for that.
Yeah, no, these are your things. When it comes to me, my man, I'm afraid of these things. In fact, at this point, I feel like I should be on the other side of the camera.
There's no way you are here.
I feel like we could actually have this conversation with me out of the frame.
No way, we are here, we doing this. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Joe, for welcoming me, and I'm excited. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward, and I'm happy. And also, thank you for making me your first guest.
Yeah, no, thank you for even offering, because I'm gonna be afraid to ask, man. Like, no.
Yeah, I remember. I'm actually the one who kind of suggested.
Exactly.
Because
on our conversation.
I could hear you were hinting, but then reluctant, pulling back. I'm like, you know what? Let me go for it. I'm like, invite me.
Yeah, no.
And let me be your first guest.
I think it's one of the challenges that I face, and it's not like something that I do to specific people. I think I do it to everyone. Where we kind of like pull back and feel like maybe you're just invading their privacy or you're getting in their space and stuff like that. But obviously, you've invited me to your podcast, and I haven't really been able to make it.
You haven't.
Excuses.
Every single time.
So many excuses. But I'm so grateful that you're here today.
Thanks, man.
Obviously, this is the first time we're doing this video thing. We don't know how it's gonna end, but we hope it's gonna be nice.
I'm positive.
I hope it's gonna be great, and anyone else who's gonna come, you'd have set the standard.
Yeah.
So
I must really
be a joker.
do my best. My circumstances are so high that it's not easy for them to match up.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think one day I'll be the one being on the other side. Yeah, but today no.
I know it's good. You're on the right. So you're the one in charge.
Yeah, no. So today it's about you. Firstly, I'd like you to introduce yourself to our. Is it guests? No, it can't be guests. Our viewers.
Oh, viewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
These things. I don't know these things.
Get used to it. There's first time for everything. There's actually a quote that I like. It says, "Every master was once a beginner."
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's a second one which is similar to that. It says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So you will get a hang of these things.
Yeah, no, true. So I'm not very good at introducing people, and this is something that I do with everyone.
Yeah.
When you meet me, and I mean when I'm with someone else, and you're meeting them, I would rather have you introduce yourself to them so that I don't tell them who you are. I want you to tell them who you are. So
I must introduce myself. Okay. Hi viewers. I am Les, and Joey and I here are friends. We met at church. I'm born again. I'm a child of God, and I'm an author of this amazing book that is called "The People Who Know Their God." It's a book that shows us how we can, reach our destiny as human beings. It's my journey that I detailed in this book. It's not prescriptive. It's just, more like directive. That if you see certain traits, certain patterns in your life, that you shouldn't really be worried about what you are seeing in your life, that it's part of the process. So now in this book, it's an autobiography / a memoir about my life from the age of 8, actually, when I had my first encounter with God, and it's been an amazing journey since then until now. So I'm an author, I'm a YouTuber also, I'm a speaker, and a whole lot of other things, but for now, for this setting, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a YouTuber.
No, you should also mention that you're a tax consultant. They should know. Legal consultant.
Yeah.
Yes, legal consultant.
Yeah, I'm a legal consultant. I'm a mercantile law consultant. Everything to do with corporate, commercial, labor, banking, insolvency, contracts, you name it, everything labor related, everything commercial regarding law. Then I'm the person for you, and we have a law firm that we run. It's called Masiza Mercantile Consultants, and we do consultations, we do training, and also speaking engagements, more like your master class and so forth.
So you've met Les. Obviously you don't have to meet me. It's not important. I've always wanted to say this, One of the things that I admire about you is how you allow yourself to test your range. Like you don't box yourself. And I feel like a lot of us, we kind of like just say, oh, I'm an accountant, I'm going to stick in accounting. Or I'm a YouTuber, so I'm going to stick in YouTube. But to be honest, the only way you can really know what you can do and what you can become is if you put yourself in different perspectives and different environments to actually see what you can actually become as a whole. And also it allows you to know what is it that you don't like.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, like for instance, right now you and I can agree that I don't like screens, cameras.
Oh, I love screens.
Yeah. I don't like people seeing me. Yeah. But I feel like I've given myself that as well over the years. You know, I meet a lot of people who are like, how do you discover your purpose? How do you know who you are, where you're going? And I'm like, if you've never tried yourself in different spaces, you'll never really know what your purpose is, because that allows you to see purpose. If you try yourself and you're like, let me try programming, let me try graphic design, let me go and try business, all of those things, at some point you come to a place where you say, okay, out of all the things that I've tried, here's one thing that I've figured. This I excel in. That's as I was saying. I admire that about you.
Thank you very much.
You've been everywhere, my man.
Yes, you know what? Today, I was just speaking with mom today in the morning, checking on her how she slept and how she woke and everything. And then I told her about something that I am up to these days, and she's like, "Yo, Jehovah is coming now." Because she couldn't believe, like, you know, you of all people, you're doing this thing.
And you didn't like it, probably.
She didn't like it, and also she never saw it coming. She never saw it coming. And when I told her, like, hey, you know what, these days I'm busy with this project, I'm embarking on this journey, she was like shocked. I feel like every year there's something happening in my life, you know, something happening in terms of the person that I'm becoming or the role which I'm taking up in society. For instance, you know, I became an author in 2022. People did not expect that. You know,
came out of nowhere.
Exactly. 2023, I became a YouTuber. Now I'm becoming something which is gonna be in the public arena very soon. But for now, because it's still in the pot, you know, I'll keep it, you know, between you and I, because I've told you about it.
Of course.
When was it, on Friday?
On Friday.
But soon. I'm gonna make an announcement very soon.
Okay, no, I hear you.
But it's something very interesting. Something shocking to most people, because none of the people I told could not believe.
All of them, they couldn't.
All of them. One even said, what time? What time did this happen? Like, at what time? We didn't expect this. At what time? We missed it. When did it happen? We missed it.
No, it's a crazy move. Well, obviously, I didn't expect it to. But obviously, like I said, because I don't expect people to not try to do things. So when they do things, I'm like, okay, cool. That's great. Like, try yourself, test yourself in it.
Sure.
Because if you don't test yourself, you'll never know if you could actually pull it off or not.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Whilst we are at this thing of starting things, obviously I've mentioned that the whole point of this conversation that we're having today is, I recently started this on the podcast. It's a series on breaking out. So the idea behind it is people starting things and not being able to finish them. And we look into the books of Nehemiah and a bit of Genesis, focused on Joseph, not me. And with them, we'll look into how they actually got to their purpose, to the end of it. And because of that, you become a perfect example for this conversation, because obviously you say there's always something that you're starting every year. And obviously we have a book to prove that, which you started and you completed.
Yes.
And it was an amazing book.
Thanks.
Okay, it is an amazing book. It can't be, it was.
It's still here.
It's still here. And obviously you tell a story about yourself. From childhood, as you said, from the age of 8. And obviously there are things that you start discovering as you grow, and you tell a story about your name, how it came about, and how it affected you.
Yes.
And you know, when I was reading that, I thought about something that had happened to me as a child. Growing up, my second name, I don't know if I've ever told you my second name.
I think I know it.
So Kimusiwa, which literally means being left.
Okay.
So like they leave me.
Yeah. I think you're actually putting it in a much lighter tone than the one which I have.
Yeah.
Mine is, I'm thinking the forsaken. I'm thinking abandoned.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So when I was born, my great grandfather, my grandmother's dad, passed away. So as they were going to the funeral, to the graveyard, I was born.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how the name comes about. But it's not just about that. There was also someone that they named me after. But it made sense because it fit the moment, the mood. And then later on, it happened that as I was growing up, it became a pattern. And then, I think on my 18th birthday, my uncle was being buried on the exact day.
You?
Yeah, he passed away a week before and he was being buried.
And then it was buried on your birthday?
On my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, and then about 4 years later, I think I was 21 or 22? Somewhere there, yeah. My grandfather passed away. Same day, he was getting buried.
Now your paternal grandfather?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's dad. So he was being buried on the very same day that I was born.
Yeah.
Okay, not the same day that I was born on. That can't be possible. He would have had to die.
Okay, the same date.
Yeah, on the same date.
Yeah.
The same date.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he passed away. He passed away a week before, and then he was buried the following week on my birthday.
Wow.
So, like, at some point, I felt like, okay, now whenever someone gets sick around this day, around this period, I need
likely.
they're likely to pass away and be buried on my birthday.
Okay.
It's tricky. So fortunately, it hasn't happened in almost 10 years now.
Nice.
10 years, yeah, almost 10 years.
I think it's, when did you receive the Lord? You know that?
Way longer, way before that.
Oh, before that?
I think I received the Lord in 20. Okay, what?
How old were you?
Generally, I grew up in. See, now you're interviewing me, this guy.
Oh, sorry. Because I'm trying to see if the pattern was broken when you received the Lord or not.
Oh, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
So, I grew up in the Old Apostolic Church in Zion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not really like your normal Christian churches. Well, they're Christian. Christian. But it's more traditional than what we're used to. Yeah. So I grew up in that type of a church. My grandfather was a pastor. My dad is a pastor now, and everyone around there, like, it was a church that was within our home. So you either went to church or I don't know where you have to go, but you go to church.
Yeah.
So in 2010, 2010, I think I was in matric, and I feel this is the time that I actually made that decision. It was towards December, and then it was in December actually. So I was visiting my brother at his place, and then I kind of like called a friend of mine and said, "Hey man, I want to go to church with you the following day." So he's like, "Yeah, cool, let's go." So on Sunday morning we wake up, we go to church, and it was like an incredible moment for me. It's not like I didn't know the weight or anything like that. It was just one of those moments that I felt like, okay, now I had a proper encounter. Yeah, like it was intentional. It was me now choosing it. Yeah. It wasn't something that was forced on me. So yeah, it was that, and then.
So ever since then, did the pattern stop?
No. Remember, my grandfather passes on whilst I'm in varsity. About 3-4 years later. Okay. So yeah, it's something that continued. But obviously, it became something that I prayed about. I think I remember a pastor friend of mine said to me, okay, well, he can't be my friend. He's a way elderly person than I am.
It's possible, though.
Yeah, but I took him as a father. I still take him as a father. Okay. And he said to me one time that sometimes the best way to reject something is to say, I guess I lay in. Okay. So it's like, Musiwa is no longer Musio. Okay. Musiwa rasa CEO or something like that. Okay. So no one leaves me anymore. No one forsakes me.
So you know, it had to be you now, decreeing that nobody...
finding a positive in the name. So obviously, I don't kind of like recall properly if that happened after my grandfather's passing or before that, but it was around that period. Because I think I was around that period. And then obviously since then, nothing like that has happened. I'm still married, my wife is still here. So
she will never, she must never, she should never, she must never.
Yeah, so that's like the easiest example I can give. Of someone who is in my life like full time, and obviously they're not living. But anyway, we're not here about that. Yeah, so you tell us about your name.
Yeah.
I think it's easier when you share it.
Okay. Yeah, so my full name is Lesaoana.
Yeah.
But then I go by Les. Lesaoana means nonsense. Just one nonsense.
Not many.
No, just one nonsense. Because if it's the plural form, it would be Masawana. Yeah, so.
Yeah, with Masawana.
So, but yeah, that's my first name, Lesaoana. My second name is Sidwell, meaning a broad well.
Okay.
Yeah. Then of course my last name, which is my surname, it's Masiza.
Yes.
Yeah, a helper, somebody who helps. But then in Xhosa, the same name has got a different meaning.
Okay.
It's somebody who has compassion.
Oh.
On this is the other way too, like have compassion.
Yeah, I know, I hear you.
Yeah. So I was named after somebody who was named after Morena Lesaoana, like Chief Lesaoana.
Okay.
Of Basotho, Morena wa Matsekge, a village called, or maybe a chiefdom called Matsekge.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was named after, the person was named after him. So the reason I was named after this person, my uncle, is because my grandfather wanted me to be like him.
Okay.
Yeah, he had amazing features or traits, not features, traits that he wanted me to have.
Okay.
And he mentioned them to me, and all of them.
You had them.
I had them. I still have them even today. Yeah. However, there was one negative one, which also came along, even though he did not intend for it to be a part of me.
Yeah.
But I think because it's part of the package, the name. So with the naming, they say they want to more like, reincarnate the person, reincarnation.
Reincarnate, yeah.
The person.
Okay, so they're bringing them back to life through you.
Through me.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, and which actually came because a lot of things which he mentioned are there. One, the person had to be. This person was very a spiritual person.
Yeah.
Like he was in touch with his spirituality. Like he could see things, he could hear things, he could feel things. He was very spiritual. Something which also is happening to me. Number two, this person was an academic. Yeah. So something which I think I have.
Yeah, the back school, my man.
The bug has stung me, and the sting is still there. Even now, I'm thinking of studying something now. I'm studying something. I have 2 more degrees, which I want to study before I say I'm done. Yeah. So another one is that this person was very civilized. He was more like modern. He didn't do things just haphazardly. He was organized and all of that.
Yeah, no. We see your place.
It's only you see it. The videos will not see it. Yeah. So he was that kind of a person, someone who was iconic, basically, if I should say, something which I'm still aspiring to become. To become iconic. Okay. But I believe one day I'll be iconic. But
you're on your way. You started.
Yeah. These are the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
These are the humble beginnings. Yeah. So that's about it. So. That's how the naming of me came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I hear you.
Yeah. But then I'm glad that I received a lot in my life, and I am not the nonsense, but then I hate nonsense.
You hate nonsense.
This is what I always say. When somebody fumbles, if it's a mistake, an honest mistake, it's understandable. A mistake is when somebody was not aware of what will come. But if somebody is aware of what it is, of the
consequence of what they're
doing, and they still do it, then that's nonsense. Give a sound, apparently. That's nonsense.
I know, I hear you.
Yeah, so I have a problem, like a huge problem with Masawa. I have a huge problem with Masawa. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, going to the book. Now, obviously, we're not reviewing the book.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here to talk about your journey in terms of writing the book. I believe that since we are on this issue about breaking out, like so many of us begin things and never get to a place where we feel like, okay, I completed this. I, for one, I'm very good at that. Like I'm an incredible starter. Yeah, really, really incredible. Like you want to start something with me?
Yeah,
I'm gonna start it, my man. I'm pull it off like proper. It's the following through to get into the end result that most of the time I struggle with. And I was having a conversation with my sister the other day. In fact, she and my brother-in-law started calling me Mr. Consistency. And they say that because of how we started the podcast and we kept it going over the years. And I'm like, if you actually look into my history, this is the only thing that I've actually been able to
to be consistent in.
To be consistent in. Everything else, I start, along the way I stop. So my question to you today is, how did you get to starting this book and seeing it through until the very day where you had the hard copy in your hand and you said, you know what? I have finished my race.
First of all, it wasn't my plan to write a book now.
Okay.
I knew that I was gonna author a book at some point, and in my mind, the plan was to author a book as part of my retirement plan.
Okay.
When I retire, I don't feel I have lost my sense of purpose or being or direction in life. Something to keep me busy. That was the plan. However, 2022, I was in prayer, my morning devotions, a couple of days, day after day, consecutively. There was this impression about writing a book. And I knew that God is speaking to me about writing a book. And as I ponder on that and also meditating on the word and having quiet time in the mornings, God would begin giving me chapters, the titles of the chapters. So I'm like, you know what, God, you are speaking and I must just obey. So now, what made me, or generally makes me to be consistent to start things and finish them, is because I never do things because I feel like I want to do this.
Okay.
I've gotten to a point in my life where I wait on God, that God will give me a direction. Even now, with New Year's resolutions, I no longer make such.
Okay.
In my prayer, God will reveal to me that your next move is going to be this. And then after that would be my New Year's resolution or my New Year plan, my long-term plan, my short-term, my mid-term plan. Because I understand that there is a person that I am meant to be and the person which I want to be. So if I pursue the things which I want, I will never get to where I am meant to be. And all the energy and the time which I am depleting while pushing this is something which I could have used towards perfecting this.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So I'm like, God, I will never ever have resolutions. I will never have plans or what. I will wait on you to reveal to me what I should do, because everything which you reveal to me, it is a build up towards the person which I meant to be. So now all my energies, my time and resources, I would rather spend them here. And I know that if I am working on this plan, then I'm the happiest person ever. I have peace. Even if there are challenges, then I know that, okay, it is God who brought me here and He will see me through. Unlike when I am here, hey, there's so much frustration here, my brother. So much frustration, like doubts and everything. Even if things don't go accordingly here, but I know that God said or God led me and He confirmed, then I will not be worried about anything. But when I am doing the things which I want to be, then there are problems here, plenty of them. I'm never satisfied, I'm never content, I'm never at peace. But here is the direct opposite.
Okay. Yeah. So I hear you.
Yeah. So now the reason that I was able to start the book and finish it is because it was a direction from God. Okay. So God gave me a direction that, okay, now we are going into the phase of being an author. So now do this. Yeah. So that's what, because it comes from God. I fear God, I worship God, I revere God. So His word stands.
Okay.
Because even the Bible says He honored His word far above His name. And you can imagine how powerful and magnificent and glorious His name is. But He chose to honor His word above His name. So like, who am I not to honor His word? So if He spoke, then I know that I have a mandate to fulfill.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So now that's why the things which I start, I'm able to finish, because they are all of them, they are a mandate from God.
Okay.
So that's why.
Okay. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the issue that, even when challenges come, you are still able to pull through because you already know that it's a mandate. And as we look into the books of Nehemiah and the book of the issue about the story about Joseph. Now, I feel both of them had challenges. And the one thing that I liked about Joseph is he wasn't like given like a proper instruction. He just saw what was supposed to be seen through a dream, and he ran with it. And even as he goes through all the challenges that he faces, he's not like if this happens, I'm gonna fail and then I'm not gonna get there. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
So I want to know from your perspective,
yeah,
what challenges did you face as you were writing the book? And I want to take this to scripture. What passages in scripture kept you going?
I don't have any particular passage from scripture which I had in mind. And what kept me going was what I've just mentioned. I think it's a mandate. Yeah, there were challenges here. There was a burnout which I experienced. And there's a time where I lost about 157 pages.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's
I think I remember you told me that.
Yeah, that's like 50-something thousand words, which I lost. And I had to redo. Afterwards, I was so sad.
I can imagine the discouragement right there.
Joe, I wailed. You know, there's crying, there's weeping. I wailed. I was wailing. I remember I was in my bedroom crying, wailing. And I covered my head with the pillow. I closed the windows. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to release. I'm going to let out. Yeah. Like, even my voice was out after that. That's how much I wailed. I was so down. I was so depressed. I was so depressed.
Man, it would kill me, man.
Yo.
Because I think I remember I was writing something about a few years back, and my phone switched off. And when I switched it on, it was just about 2 pages. Man.
The word was gone.
It was gone completely.
Yo!
But it was 2 pages.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I got pissed. Like, it was so bad. Like,
yeah.
And with me, my brain works in such a way that what I have now, if I don't write it now, it's not going to come back in the same way. So now I have to figure out, how do I actually put this thing in the same context?
Yeah.
And it was just 2 pages, my man.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about your 50,000 words.
54,000 words. 150-something pages.
I don't know if I would be able to pick it up.
It was not easy, and the worst part is that I was using a OneDrive cloud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see about OneCloud Drive.
OneDrive.
Yeah. And it was on auto saving and everything. So now, if it auto saves, obviously it goes to the cloud drive. And I must be able to retrieve it. But for some reasons, nothing. I spoke to people who are experienced in these things of tech and recovery and retrieving. Nothing. I even spoke to this guy who's a specialist. I spoke to UNISA people because I'm using the UNISA, the UNISA one. They could not understand how come I was not able to retrieve the information. And I'm glad that I lost the information because the comeback was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, the comeback was amazing. It was amazing.
So basically, your book is better now as opposed to how
way better, more matured, especially in terms of maturity. Yeah, I matured in those 2-3 days. I matured.
Yeah, no, I would too. Honestly, imagine this is so much.
I matured. Joe, I matured. Yeah, trust me, I matured.
I know, I can imagine.
It was very instantaneous, and I matured. Yeah.
When I do, man, like I don't know how. I don't even know what I would do.
I'm telling you, Joe, I wailed. I was depressed. Like asking God, like, God, you caused me to write a book, and yet I'm losing information. I'm praying and calling upon your name to help me recover, but yet I'm not able to recover the information which I lost. How come are you doing this to me? And one thing that I learned is that this is my very first book. I don't love writing, to be honest with you. Like, I don't love writing. It's writing, reading, and speaking. Speaking is my best. I love speaking. Okay. Reading, yes, I love reading. Writing is painful. I feel like I wouldn't wish it upon even my worst enemy because it's painful. For me, it's painful.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, it's painful. I will explain to you why I feel like why I say it's painful. So, because I had not matured yet, I have not been brewed in that area of writing.
So you needed that.
I needed that.
Oh, no, I hear
that had to happen.
No, I get you.
Yeah. So now God, He works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, no, He does.
In that period of 3 to 4 days, I was able to, to catch up in terms of maturing in the area of writing.
Yeah. I think most people what would be the greatest struggle is when we face challenges, we just can't keep going. And I admire how you faced that and you didn't let it keep you from, starting over and saying, you know what, this book is going to come to a place where it's finished. I lost all of that work, but it doesn't mean that I can't recreate it. It doesn't mean that I can't come up with the same information that I had in there. Obviously, this is about you, so you know more about yourself than anyone else. The best person to actually restart this book right now is you. In fact, I guarantee you can rewrite this book right now.
I can do that.
And you come out with a banger again. So, I mean, I feel like most of us, we get stuck in that place where I started so well and then a challenge came up and all of a sudden I just can't keep going. So the fact that you become a perfect example for most people, and it speaks so much to what we've actually been discussing on the podcast, because in the first week what we really addressed was the reason why you get stuck. And it addresses issues like that. You started something and it was great and you were doing well, and then someone came up and told you, "Hey, your book is terrible." You're only like 50 pages in, and someone says, this is horrible. What are you saying here? Like, I can't get the context. Like, I can't understand.
There's no flow here.
There's no flow. Like, it doesn't make sense. And you're like, okay, fine, I'm stopping. I'm not going to write this anymore. Because I don't want it to be the way, like, I want it to be perfect, obviously. And I think that's also a challenge, wanting to be perfect. See how, when we started this session, I was telling you about how I don't really edit things. I just go in and I do the podcast, I finish with it. I don't listen to it, I upload it. I listen late. I listen like
after having uploaded.
After having uploaded. So when I listen to it, it's first time experience.
Like,
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Like everyone else.
See, and I think that's the reason why I've been able to keep the podcast going.
Because less distractions, less discouragement. Okay.
So it's just a matter of that. So I think with you, you are able to say, regardless of the challenge, I want to keep going.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't really say I'm the most disciplined person, I'm the most consistent person, but what? The thing about me is that I honor God. So when he spoke, I even honor his word. I honor him, I honor his instruction. I have taken him as the Lord of my life. When I said I receive you, Lord, I receive you, Jesus, as the Savior and the Lord of my life, it meant for my salvation and the affairs of my life included. So when I say he's the Lord, indeed he lords over my life. So now that's why, because remember what I said? I said that I don't do anything unless it comes from him. Or if I feel like there's a need for something, and I go and pray about it.
And you let him know.
Yes. When he approves, then I know that, okay, it is an order from him, but which came as though it is my thought.